Alrighty, hello everybody. Sorry I'm about 8 minutes late and I do apologize. I was waiting on my slides to process. So let me say my hellos and let me get everything set up. And we're going to get into this new Little House on the Prairie. What do you all think about it? Have you already watched the first? Well, did you watch the whole thing? Because I didn't know that it was going to be released in in the whole season was going to be released. Sometimes shows will release one episode at a time on Netflix. Sometimes we'll get the whole season so that we can binge. Um, I have not watched the whole season, and we're going to just go over these episodes one at a time during the live stream, unless we have to speed things up because the Gilded Age comes. Because when the Gilded Age comes, that is where we're going to like just really get into it. I'm going to be live streaming about the Gilded Age, but for now, we're going to take these episodes one at a time, and I will do my best to not have any spoilers. And that's why I made it a point to do this slideshow so that I could let the slideshow guide me through this, and I make it a point not to tell too much about going forward because I did watch. I watched the first three episodes and the beginning of episode four. I admit that the first episode was a little slow for me, much like the first episode of the original Little House on the Prairie series, but not quite that slow. So let me say my hellos and let's just jump into it. I want to know what you all think about it, and we will get into it. So, the question on the thumbnail was, do you all like the new Ingalls and West Coast burst set? I love them. Hello, Rebels. How are you doing? And somebody can't be here because they got to be in bed by 8. Let's see here. Hi, Judy said that she read something disturbing about Pa Ingalls, and it bothered you because you read all the books as a child. But so we're only really gonna, and I appreciate you saying that I'm one of the greatest researchers out here. I do appreciate that. But we're just going to talk about the show. I'm going to keep like the more historical context stuff for the videos that I do. And thank you to everyone who watched the video that I put out about this. I expected the video to do well. I honestly had the number 44,000 views in my head, but it's already gone over 150,000 views. So I thank you all for watching and interacting with that. Hello, April. How are you doing? Hi, Gary. You're looking forward to it. So let's just jump on in. Let me say my hellos. Let's say I want to not skip over anybody. I'm of the generation that grew up on Little House on the Prairie. I understand it's always supposed to have been family friendly, but I wish the remake on Netflix would have been a little grittier. Yeah, and I will say it seems to be closer to the book than Michael Landon's NBC version, but it is what it is. Let's see here. Hey, Jesse. Jesse says she never clicks so fast. Let's see here. I guess it's Lavoria. I'm not sure. Let me know if I'm pronouncing it wrong. No need ever for woke anything demonic, depraved, disgusting. Okay, I'm not sure exactly where that's coming from, but okay. Well, that's their opinion. Hey, Debbie. Okay, you just watched the first one. Cool so far. Okay, and Karen says loved it. I think it's more realistic than the Michael Landon version. Can't wait for season 2. Okay. Let's see here. And April says, I've watched a couple and I did enjoy your video about them also. Okay, so let's just jump into it. So let me know what you think. And we're going to talk about a few things, but like I said, I'm going to let the slides guide me. And keep in mind, you all, I haven't watched the whole thing, so I'm going to try my best not to spoil it for anyone who hasn't gone past episode 1. Probably most of the people here have binged it, but I'm just going to go one episode at a time. So, hi, is it Oh Mitsuyo? Oh Mitsuyo? Please forgive me if I'm butchering your name. Hi, my Aim says I never watched the original. I haven't watched the Netflix. All right, so let's go. So this is our Laura Ingalls character. If you're an animal lover, you're probably not going to be too into this show. I know it was hard for me to watch, you all. I'm a vegetarian. I love animals. I don't eat animals. I just think all animals should be pets, no matter how wild they are. So the very first thing that we get is Laura hunting a bird. She's hunting dinner. I'm not judging them or anything, but she's hunting dinner. This little bunny rabbit. Thankfully, Mr. Bunny makes it because Laura gets distracted because her sister calls her name. So I'm really glad about that. So we got why Charles is taking the family out to Independence, Kansas. He has this flyer about free land. Come forward and take your homestead. So this is why Charles has gathered his whole family up. They're leaving Wisconsin and they are heading out to Kansas to go and get their free land. I'm sure that the Osage natives have something to say about this land being free, but we'll get to that a little bit later. Let's see here. Uh, so part of their journey, like kind of the first big scene in the show, is we get them crossing this uh, river at what they believe is like a shallow point, and it is pretty shallow, but uh, I guess that they had some rains, and there's a point where it gets a little shaky for the horses. One of the horses steps on a rock, and it just kind of unbalances everything. So it's bad. It's trouble. And I really did appreciate the actress who plays Caroline. I thought that she did a really great job making this scene look super dangerous. And we're wondering if she's going to make it. Obviously, we know that they're going to make it, but uh, this was quite a scene. Charles has to get out of the wagon, and he's got to lead the horses through. The girls are in the back tumbling around with all their belongings, and Jack, their dog, their precious Jack, is floating down the river somewhere. Now, before we get more into the episode, I want to get your opinions. I'm looking in the chat. Let me know. How do you feel about the casting? How do you feel about the new Charles versus original Charles? I have all of the cast members, so I just want to see what you all think about this. Karen says, love this version, not creepy, more realistic. And hi, it looks like Miss M State. I'm sorry, M State. Hi, Ty. I'm watching LHGP right now on Pluto. I used to love the show as a child. I loved it as well. I loved the show as well. The original one that I grew up with. I'm 49, so I grew up with that show on NBC. I don't understand the criticism some have with aging up the characters. And I honestly feel, well, are they aged up? Are they really aged up? Let me know what you all think. I don't know that they appear to be that much older, and I didn't know that there was a lot of criticism about the characters being aged up. Let's see here. Brenda says it was different. House of Jazz, my fellow real true to the game Little House on the Prairie lover. Of course he's staying with the original Charles because House of Jazz knows what's up. Listen, if you all want to learn how to play the piano really well, House of Jazz on YouTube, over 80,000 subscribers, is a great piano teacher. Go and check him out. That's my boy. I thought about calling you House of Jazz to see if you wanted to watch it with me. And let me know, like, if you want to, we can still watch the old one. Or let me know if you want to watch this one. Like I said, I'm going to watch it because I'm making content out of it. Let me know what you think. The new cast, I guess I'll get used to them. Okay, everyone's trying. Listen, we're trying to make our adjustments. Michael Landon, Mog, the new actor. So Mog, okay, I believe that's going to be our new vocabulary word. I think, does that come from the looks maxing sector, where if you out Mog someone, that means that you have a better face, like that you're like more attractive than the other person? I believe that's what that means, and if that's the case, then I wholeheartedly agree. Renee says, I think podcasting was done very well. I like Laura in the remake too. I will tell you all, and I'm going to show you, I have the comparison. My favorite cast for this, my favorite character who is cast for this is the, oh gosh, now I can only think of the old actor's real name, Victor French. Mr. Edwards. I think they cast that man perfectly. He appreciates a shout out anytime. I learned how to play one song from him, Tender Love, and then that ended my piano career. Let's see. Now I just beg to be able to sing on his live streams. Definitely need to watch a new version. Okay, well, we can watch it. House of Jazz, and we can like do our own watch party. I had to look with added with the new lens. They are okay, but of course they are not our original. Yeah, for sure, for sure. Um, okay, so London is better looking. Yeah, listen, y'all. Y'all know I think that Michael Landon is a really good looking guy. Hey, Sexy Born 79 and Mr. Edwards. Okay, do you agree with my opinion on Mr. Edwards? So let's move on. How do we feel about the new Caroline? What do y'all think? The new Caroline, yes, no, maybe so. How do you all feel about her as our Ma Ingalls? Are we liking it? Can I get a thumbs up? Can I get a thumbs down? What do we say? I think that she's a strong actress. It's hard for me to see these people as the people I grew up watching, on Little House on the Prairie. But let's see what y'all are saying. Sexy Born is telling the truth. She says Michael Landon is sexy AF, and I don't disagree. House of Jess says it's a no for me on the new Caroline. He says it's a no. April says yes to the new Caroline. Sexy Born says she's fine. Red hair is a nice change. I love seeing red hair. I don't see enough women with red hair. My mother has natural red hair. Obviously, that's not a super common thing for Black women, but my mom is a natural redhead, and I want to see more white women with red hair. And I did notice that this woman also has freckles, at least on her hands. I can see her freckles, and that's something that I don't see anymore. Like, we used to see freckles all the time in the 80s. What happened to freckles? So I like the red hair. It's just, it's gonna be hard seeing different Ingalls than I grew up with. But hopefully, this new generation, these will be the first Ingalls that they will know, and they will enjoy these new Ingalls people. Let's see. I think it's the right here that's throwing me off. What? I think it's the right hair that's throwing me off. I'm just not used to a redhead. Okay, so it's the red hair. Very hard to see them as our people, but she's doing good. Yeah, and giving great facial and eye expressions. Yeah, I think that she's okay. You're saying the red hair. I got you, Richard. I I like her acting. Love me some red hair. Shout out to Little Mermaid and Pretty Woman. There you go. I'm 30% Irish, and I still don't like the red hair for this character. Well, golly gee. Okay, so what about our new Mary? What do y'all think about the new Mary? Now, you all know that it was going to be hard, at least in my opinion. The two who was going to be hard to find someone as good looking as the original characters were Charles and Mary. Those were two glamorous looking individuals, in my opinion. And Mary, for me, it was her blue eyes. That woman, young girl, when I started watching it, she grew up, but her eyes were always so striking to me. And I was really thinking that if anything else, if nothing else, that they would get a character or an actor who had really striking blue eyes. Mary's eyes were just mesmerizing. But what do y'all say about this Mary? We got Urban Girl Gardening. Hello, how are you doing? Let's see here. China Girl says no for the new Mary. Okay, you don't have issues with this Mary. Okay, and I do think that this Mary, again, there's nothing wrong with anyone's acting. This new Mary, well, at least, in this show, she's not so nice to Laura, is she? Yes, her piercing blue eyes. I agree. Melissa Sue Anderson can't be beat as Mary. Yeah, I think that she and Charles were going to be the two who were going to be like irreplaceable. Let's see here. Are they redoing the show? Yeah, so they've already they released it, Urban Girl Gardening, on July the 9th. It premiered on July the 9th on Netflix, and they just went on and put all the episodes out. I was hoping that they would do it week by week, just to give me a chance to catch up. But I didn't get to live stream about it last week because I didn't get to watch it. I was prepping for DreamCon, so I did my first DreamCon over the weekend, y'all, and I booked a speaking gig for a panel conversation about the creator economy, and so I get that in August, and yeah, so I did some really good networking there and everything. So that's where I was left that weekend. So let's go on. Let's look at how do we feel about our new half pint. What do we say? Yes or no? Can anyone replace Melissa Gilbert Isn't that cool that they had two Melissas as the main sisters, Melissa Gilbert and Melissa Sue Anderson? I wonder if they called her Melissa Sue on set or if they called her Sue or well, I don't know. So, but anyway, what do we say? What do we say? Do we like this new half pint? Are we with it? I think she's a cute girl. Um, there were times where I did feel like she did a little bit of overacting, but I kind of think that that's just a thing with child actors because she's really young. But what do you think? Let me know what y'all think about it. House of Jazz says, I never looked at the original Mary as beautiful. I think she's a nice looking woman, but she was never all that. Well, excuse me. But I thought that her eyes were just, it was always her eyes, like just, whew, took me away. Renee says, I don't think the series is strong enough to release weekly episodes. Just my opinion. I did binge watch it over 3 sessions, though. Okay. Oh, snap. I like the original. I had to check it out. Yeah, let us know what you think when you check it out. That's what we're talking about. Just what we liked, what we didn't like. You like the new Laura. She has minor echoes of the original. I do agree. Okay, let's go on to, this is who I believe is the strongest casting. This, Mr. Edwards, I buy it. I buy it with this guy. What do y'all say? A troubled man with a troubled past. He's lost his wife and his children. Looks like he likes to hit the bottle a little hard. What do y'all say? Do you like this? Do you agree? Do you disagree? We don't all have to agree with me. We're just talking about what we liked about the show so far. And as they introduce new characters that have any parallel, to the old characters, I'll talk about it. But I like this guy. I like this guy. And even, he looks like he could be a much younger version. Like he looks like he could be like a nephew of Victor French or something. But let me know what y'all think. She resembles Laura very well, House of Jazz says. I agree. This Mr. Edwards looks more approachable to a child, even with his alcoholism. That is an interesting take. Is it because his beard isn't as big? What is it about him that makes him look more approachable to you, in your opinion? I'm curious. The one on the right could get me in trouble. Whoa. Well, not very long ago, the word in trouble, the phrase in trouble meant pregnant. Is that what you mean? But yeah, he's also nice looking. I agree. He is a nice looking man. He's going to get you in trouble. That's naughty girl. But we know that someone did get in trouble, speaking of, in this first episode. But yeah, that's interesting. Oh, and I didn't even realize that in this picture, he's got his little flask. Let's see here. Hey, Mike. I'm not putting that on my, I am not putting that on my screen, but hi, Mike. It's nice to see you. He doesn't have that Mr. Edwards vibe to me. You think is he not rough enough? I wonder. What is it? Let's see. Okay, and what do we think about Jack? Who's the better Jack? Y'all know I hate to do it because, I love all dogs. But do we like the old Jack? Or are we going with the new Jack swing? What's going on? Do we like okay, I'm an animal lover. I love both Jacks equally, is what I'm going to have to say. But let me know how y'all feel about the Jacks. I liked this Jack. I'm glad, well, we'll go through the episode, but whatever. I like both Jacks. Tell me what you think. Maine says, I hope not. I just meant that he would have put me through it mentally. Oh, okay. So we're not talking about anything too crazy. Hi, Mary says both Jacks. Okay. We have good boy Jack, good boy on the left and good boy on the right. Both Jacks are the best Jacks. Final answer. That's the only answer. That's the only answer. Victor French is my peoples. Okay. Yes, Todd Bridges was in one episode in the original Little House on the Prairie. It would be interesting if he were to make a return on this one. But yes, he was. Oh, you have a Bichon poodle, so you favor Fluffy for Jack. Okay, nothing wrong with that, but the correct answer is still both Jacks. I'm sorry. What? Oh, wait, I missed it. How Jess is no, he's not. Okay, so Pete says that the new Jack is better. Pete likes the new Jack. Saeed, stop it. Saeed says that he's late again. Okay. Nice to see you, Saeed. um, oh, okay, so we don't like the new Jack? That's not Jack. Okay, y'all are not having it. Why aren't y'all having it? Okay. Oh, thank you, Sai. He congratulated me on 200,000 subscribers. Thank you, each and every one of you, for helping me to reach 200,000 subscribers. That's huge. I had no idea when I started this channel that it was going to grow to anything. If you've known me from the beginning of this journey, probably most of you do not. I started this channel live streaming, struggle streaming about absolutely nothing, literally nothing, just whatever I saw on Twitter, or if I saw a TV show. Like, this channel had no identity. It was just something that I was doing because I was living in what do you call it? They call it Fort Cavazos now. Killeen, Texas, Harker Heights, Texas. There was nothing going on there. And I'm from Houston, where I've always had a lot to do. I used to be able to go to work, and then I could, go and take a dance class or something. And there was just nothing going on where I lived. And so I'm just like, you know what? I heard about this YouTube thing. Let me just do a YouTube channel. And so here we are. One of my subscribers who used to watch me live all the time, Brenda Holiday, I will never forget her name. And I'm pretty sure that her birthday just passed last week. I teased a story that I wanted to do, but I was not good at editing. And so I didn't really want to do the story because I wasn't going to be able to do it like as a live stream, right? And so she kept asking me, Ty, when are you going to do the story? When are you going to do the story? And so I finally gave it my best effort. It's the most viewed video on my channel now, but that's not what my channel is about. It's a video about Sam Cooke and Bobby Womack and their drama after Sam Cooke was killed. But that's the only video on my channel that has 1 million views. But that video changed the trajectory of this channel. It gave this channel a direction, because before I was live streaming I was just making videos about whatever, a TV show here, what I saw in the news, what I saw trending. I was doing hair growth content because I make a hair oil that helps people's hair grow. Like, I was doing some of everything. And so it just so happens that that video gave the channel an identity. So I started telling scandals, vintage scandals, but pop culture scandals. And then a Titanic story allowed me to make the decision that I really wanted to make, which is to cover history in the periods that I do now, 1870 to 1940. That's what I love. And so thank you for everyone who's been with me through whatever iterations of the channel you have seen. The newest video, I had it in my mind that I made about Little House on the Prairie. I had it in my mind that it would hit 44,000 views. It's over 150,000 views. It's only been out for almost 2 days at this point. It's already gotten us over 3,000 subscribers. So I didn't even get to really celebrate 200,000 before I realized it. I was at 201,000, then 202,000. And so here we are. But thank you all. Thank you all for participating in my channel, for being a part of this growth. Thank you, Saeed, again, for recognizing it. Pete is on Team New Jack, and he said, I will die on this hill. He will die on this hill. Okay. And thank you all. Y'all are congratulating me. I truly appreciate it. No, House of Jazz, he wasn't your dog. He was your dog at a crib. Okay. So for those of you who watch, what is the show called? Big Brother. If you watch Big Brother last season, I think it was last season, I had never watched the show before. House of Jazz is one of his favorite shows. And so I told him, okay, I will watch Big Brother with you. And so we watched Big Brother. And there was a guy on there who was always, shout out to my dogs at the crib, when he would go like in the little confessional thing when it was time for like elimination or whatever. And so that's the thing that I'm always going to associate with House of Jazz. Ty in H-Town, baby. Yes, I'm born in Houston. I am born in Houston. I live about 30 miles outside of Houston now. I am a Rockets fan, 100% through and through. I am a Rockets fan. I like pretty much all of my Texas teams. So I love all the Texas basketball teams. I'm a Mavericks fan. I am a Rockets fan. I am a San Antonio Spurs fan. When it comes to NFL, I was reared as a Cowboys fan. I can't be converted to a Houston NFL fan. And part of that has to do with a very deep, dark story between myself and Earl Campbell. I'll have to share that another time, but he's my arch nemesis. And then football went away in Houston for years, and then when it came back, I just simply don't like the name the Texans. I feel like your sports team name should be something that everyone can't be. I was like, the Houston Texans. I'm a Houston Texan. Like, just because I was born here, like, that's not aspirational. Like, a cowboy, a Steeler, a raven. Everyone can't be a lion. Everyone can't be those things. Anyway, Houston Texan, what is that? And so anyway, there's more to that story. But yeah, that's that. Okay, so you just have to get used to. Okay, thank you all. Thank you all so much. I appreciate y'all. Okay, so you have to deal with Laura. You like the new Mr. Edwards. Oh, your show is on now. Your what is that called? I just said it. Big Brother. Okay, it was 2 seasons ago that we were talking about that. Yes, I'm a Hakeem Olajuwon fan. Yep. Do I think that Charles Ingalls made the finest moonshine in all of Appalachia? Probably so. Probably so, Mike. Yeah, Texas is a lazy name. So I know y'all didn't come here for that. So let me, but y'all asked. So we're just having a conversation, right? Um, uh, like when Washington was the Washington football team for a year, yeah, they had to make some changes. Okay. So, and what do y'all think about the new doctor? No, this isn't Dr. Baker. So we had Dr. Baker on the original show. The black doctor is not the new Dr. Baker. He's Dr. George Tann. And I know that some people think that this is a woke Netflix thing, but this is a real man who existed. Dr. George Tann was a black doctor who did treat the people in Independence, Kansas. He delivered Carrie, the little baby girl, Laura and Mary's younger sister. He was a real live black doctor who started the first hospital in Independence. So this is not woke revisionist. Oh, they just want to put black people in. This isn't that. This is a real person. So that's real. He's not replacing Dr. Baker because we know that we're not in Walnut Grove yet, but he was the doctor there. And I might have some interesting content coming up about him. So I'm going to make a few more stories about the real people who existed, and he might be one of them. So we'll see. My dad used to be a Cowboys fan, but married into a Raiders family. That is interesting. Used to be yeah. Look, I used to be a Cowboys fan too. I'm not so big on the NFL now, and that's crazy. I grew up in Texas, cheerleader. Friday Night Lights, the whole thing. I was a sports broadcaster for a little while, on an AM station in Houston. I love the NFL is like my favorite league, but so a lot of things happen, and I'm just like not a big fan of the NFL. If I could have been a professional cheerleader, I would have wanted to be a Dallas Cowboys cheerleader. Who doesn't want to be a Dallas Cowboys cheerleader if they want to be a professional cheerleader? Yeah, y'all aren't asking me about that. We can talk about this stuff another time. You like the black doctor? You like the doctor? Nah, Mr. Edwards. Oh, you know what? It does only make sense that Mr. Edwards, being an alcoholic, would have made the best moonshine. Yeah, I think that you're right. You think that Django should make an appearance in the new Little House? So I've never seen that movie, but I know a little bit about it. I don't think that's going to happen, Mike. Hey, Tammy, how are you doing? Let's see here. And who else do we have? Is it Sasha? How are you doing? You love the new Dr. Tann? Uh, he's very tan, isn't he? No. Oh, I'm a funny girl. Okay, content on the real doctor sounds interesting. You're not mad at him. Let's see here. You're a basketball guy. Played it for years. I do love the Houston Rockets, y'all. The Rockets will always have a special place in my heart because they gave us our first city championship, at least since I've been alive. The Oilers, to my knowledge, didn't bring us anything, and the Astros did later. But it was a time to be a Houstonian when the Rockets won their championships. It was quite a time to be alive, and I have some stories from those days. But what fun we had! He was a real guy. Yeah, yeah, that's a real thing. So I'll get y'all some content about the doc. Hi, is it Telos? I enjoyed the new show. When I heard it was woke, I decided to watch it. I realized it's a bit whitewashed, but it's still a good show. Yeah, and so like, here's the thing, y'all. We're gonna just talk about this in these live streams. We're just going to talk about it from an entertainment standpoint. I'm not trying to, oh well, that didn't really happen in 1873. Like that's not what we're here to do. Do we enjoy it? Can we have a good time watching it? What a lot of people need right now, myself included, is a little bit of escapism. There's nothing wrong with just enjoying something. And that's what I want to talk about when we're in here live streaming. Just let's have some fun. Algorithms nowadays are designed to make people angry. It shows you stuff that makes you mad because you're going to click on it. It shows you all this political stuff. It shows you all this stuff about religion. It shows you all this stuff about war, all this stuff that makes you upset. Sometimes we need to just not think about that. Sometimes we need to give our minds a break. And so that's what I'm going to be talking about. Did it entertain us? What's the entertainment value in this thing? You can see me being a sportscaster. I was, and I enjoyed it. I had a good time talking sports. Let's see here. Okay, yeah, Dr. George Tann. Yes, he was, and she wrote about him. Yes, when Hakeem played, he was the dream. Yeah, people are too serious. People are too serious. DEA says a lot of escapism, please. Yeah, I got you. The algorithm on Instagram promotes negative stuff too much. And see, I'm not on Instagram. I'm not on social media. And people will say that YouTube is social media, and I guess it's kind of like a gray area. Is it really social media? If you consider YouTube social media, then I'm on social media, but I'm not on places where, I'm just going to be looking, clicking, seeing pictures, getting mad, getting jealous, and all this stuff. I just don't do it. If something, does not suit you and makes you feel bad, you have the opportunity, you have the option to put it down, turn away, turn it off, block, whatever you got to do to keep your mental health healthy, good, to keep you happy, to keep you feeling good, that's what you need to do. Ties, peace of mind, vacation live. Yes, that's what this is. My peace of mind vacation live. Dr. Baker and Dr. Tann would approve. Okay, so we get across the river. Now we're back on the show. And then, the first person they see is a black man. Ah, no, I was kidding. So it's Dr. Tann. It's Dr. Tann. He's the first one who rolls up. How wonderful. They just had this traumatic experience, and the first guy that they see is the doctor of the town. And he, takes a look at them and, talks to them. The family's okay. What is he asking here? Oh, Charles, though, we saw the flyer. We know why Charles is coming into town. He's asking about the land office. Is the land office open yet? And no, there's not a land office yet. So it sounds like maybe there's something fishy going on here with the land. Is this land really free? Is this land up for grabs? Like I said, I think that the people of the Osage Nation are going to have something to say about that. Speaking of the people of the Osage Nation, we get to meet one of the local families. Laura, she goes kind of off on her own. She's always like, down by the creek, but she's also looking for Jack. And she encounters this family, a young girl who's about her age, and her father and the young girl's mother. And so Laura's really interested in striking up a friendship with this young girl. And they leave without getting Jack. Remember, they had this perilous crossing down this river, and we don't know where Jack is. Pa says, "Oh, let's just leave Jack. He'll catch up with you. He knows your scent. He'll find you." Like I said, this show is hard to watch if you're an animal lover. I would have been crying so hard if I had to leave my dog. And I don't like, yeah, I didn't like that. But I mean, of course, like I had to be a realist about it. They've got to get on down the road. I did not like that they left Jack behind. So Laura was leaving a trail for Jack when they're heading on into Independence because they can't wait for Jack to show up. Apparently, Caroline makes a mean cornbread, and Jack is a huge fan, so that's what she's leaving behind, a trail of cornbread for Jack. I will say this. I am 100% sure, not even having tasted Caroline's cornbread, that her cornbread is not as good as my father's cornbread. I just have to say that in there. Maybe we'll have to have my dad make some cornbread for us. So they get into Independence, and I like the look of this set. What do y'all think? Do y'all like the set here? I like the feel of this. This is kind of what they saw, and there was a lot of really good cinematography in this show. There were like so many scenes where it's just like a sunrise or a sunset, or like we just see, the prairie, like long shots of the prairie. It was shot really beautifully, in my opinion. And I like when they roll into town and, everyone's looking around. This is kind of like where things are buzzing, happening. This is town. I like how this set looks. What do y'all think about it? Let's see here. Saeed says YouTube is the source of information regarding anything. It doesn't count to me as social media. That's kind of how I feel. Tammy wants the horses. Yeah, poor animals. This was hard, because like people are, just trying to make it. It's not like they don't have supermarkets where the food is all packaged up. It's people walking around with stuff that they just shot and, just dragging it along and, going home so they can eat their food. Same here. Can't stand the movies or games when animals die. Yeah, I hate that. What Mike says you have, okay, so y'all, Mike is our resident clown. Y'all, he's always got paranormal messages for me, especially when I make content about some of my Black history content. He always has paranormal messages from Martin Luther King and from Marcus Garvey for me, and now he's getting a paranormal message from an Apache Indian saying "Paleface, go home." Mike, calm yourself down. Let's see here. Tellis says, "I like it. It looks unfinished. We're getting the feeling of the town still being built and developed." Yeah, and that I think that's exactly the feeling that we were supposed to be getting, because we heard Charles say to Caroline that he wants to that they wanted to get in on the beginning of something, and that's what it looks like. I like that it's incomplete. Saeed, don't encourage him. Let's see. Mary says, "I like the set, but I think they could have painted some of it. It looks a little plain." And now I remember like the hotel was painted, and that's the only building that I remember being painted. But I kind of like that. I wonder if that's how stores were back then. I haven't seen tons of pictures, but yeah, like we each have our opinions about it. Mary says she would have liked to have seen a little more paint on the set. Spruce this place up, you guys. Let's see here. So what do we have? So now they're in the town. Laura's looking around, and look, she sees the little Native American girl again. She sees the Osage girl, and they pass each other by. You see that they're about the same height. I think that Laura is really interested in making friends with this girl, because Mary, what do y'all think about Mary so far? She's being a little not nice to Laura. She's being a little bitchy towards her, like, "I'm annoyed with my younger sister. Why don't you go away?" But so, of course, like if I were in Laura's position, being the youngest of three sisters, I would be looking to make a friend my own age as well. So then we get, here comes the wokey woke stuff. There's a Black woman running the general store. So her name is Emily Henderson. And this is just, I went on and put the what do you call that, captions in there so that I kind of remind myself where we were. And so when the Ingalls walk into the general store, she introduces herself. And this particular actress, I'm pretty sure that she is like biracial in real life. But of course, in this time, well, pretty much like people look at biracial people, if half of them is black, they still just call them just black. And I think that biracial people deserve the right to have their own thing. Like if they want to be called biracial and identify that way and not black, they should. But and often that kind of matters, as far as like being classified as black, but you might be treated a little bit differently. So anyway, we have this is a fake person. This is just someone made up, and she's running the general store. Tammy says that Mary is stuck up, and I didn't like how she was treating Half Pint. I did not like it. It gives me a City of Redwood vibes, from The Harder They Fall. I'm not sure. I'm not familiar. What channel is it showing? It's on Netflix. DEA, or is it Dia? Sorry. Bring out the nasty Nelly. Yeah, so they haven't made it to Walnut Grove yet. I'm looking forward to that, because Nelly and her mother, Harriet, they made that show to me. If we didn't have those nasty characters, then Laura wouldn't have had anyone to fight with. We wouldn't have people to just rile up the town. So they were the best things that happened to Michael Landon's version. Mary really likes Emily. Let's see. So he says black. What are you asking? I wish Laura and Nellie had more fights. I enjoyed their fights. I enjoyed Nellie. I enjoyed that little girl. Let's see here. Is it realistic for the time? Are you talking about the set? I think so. Shaolin. Is that how I need to pronounce your name? Or Shaolin? I thought they classified biracial people as melatonin back then. Not to my knowledge, Mama Bridge. I could be wrong. That's something I've never heard that. I'll just say that I've never heard it. Kimberly says, love Little House when I was a kid, in the 70s. We'll check this. I will check out this new show. Yeah, let me know what you think about it. We're just talking about, what we think. The Harder They Fall is a movie. Jonathan Majors and Regina King. Oh, I am not a Jonathan Majors fan. I'm not watching anything with him. I didn't know though. Yes, Nellie is the girl with the blonde, the blonde girl with the pigtails. Yes, that is her. That's her. What about the black owner? I think you're looking for the word mulatto. That's what they would have called a mixed race person. Lost in Netflix in the divorce. Okay, it's Dia. Thank you for asking. You lost your Netflix account in your divorce? Definitely going to watch the first episode tonight. Okay, cool. Let me know if you want to watch it together, Richard, because after I live stream, I'm just gonna feed my dogs and I'm gonna chill, because I've got, okay, pronounced D. Thank you. Okay, I will remember that. Okay, because I'm saying Dia. Thanks. Thank you. Is it realistic to have a black owner of a general store back then, or am I missing the whole timeline? So that's something that it's a fair question. In a town like this where we have a black doctor treating white patients, it seems like this town was a little bit different, because like it wouldn't have been uncommon to have a black doctor in this time, but a black doctor who was also treating black patients only. But since we have a black doctor who's treating everyone, maybe it's, we could stretch the imagination and say that, the general store owner could be a black woman, right? But again, we're kind of more so getting into this show on the live stream just for the entertainment value. We're going to let our minds go a little bit on some of this, but it's still fair to ask the questions. I'm sorry, I don't look at half black folks as black, because if they are black, what am I? I think that's fair. I think that's fair. I don't really disagree. Okay, so we got Charles now. The women, his wife and daughters, they're in the general store. He's looking around the town and he's comparing, his flyer to all of those flyers that are up there that are like on the general posting board. Everyone is talking about free land, free land, free land. I wonder what the Osage think about all this free land. What do you mean free? So Charles is told to go into the hotel. to ask for the man who he's, looking to see, well, how do I, sign up for my land? Where do I, where's the land office, right? And so let me guess, you're here to claim some of your promised land. That's what one of the guys at the table there is saying. And Charles needs to speak to that man on the left who's bending over. His name is Eli James. He's like the richest man in the town. He's a railroad man, blah blah blah. But he's the one who, it seems that Independence is kind of his town. Looks like he bought a lot of the land from the Osage Nation, and like he's putting this thing together. But the government still hasn't like said that people can come and settle here. But so Charles is getting some information. I don't know if it's the right information. So now the girls are still in the general store. When they cross that river, a lot of stuff got lost, including Jack. I'm not calling him stuff, but that's how they treated him. And Mary had some ribbon in her pocket that also floated away. And so she's looking at ribbon in the store. And Half Pint is kind of like, girl, why do you like that ribbon? And we know that Half Pint is a little bit of a tomboy. And Mary seems to very much be a prissy, proper girl's girl. And so she, I'm sure, would like to replace her ribbon. And that's what she's looking at. And Half Pint's like, hey, what's up with that? Like, why do you care about, your ribbon? And the ribbon, you see, Mary saying that ribbons are civilized. Even out here in the middle of nowhere, she was saying that Ma still wants us to wear our ribbons, even in the middle of nowhere, this, crazy little town, we should still wear them. And Caroline, that would have been something that she wanted. So ribbons back then, they didn't really serve any real purpose. The girls would have been putting them in their hair. They would have been putting them like, at the end of their braids or at the top of their pigtails. They would have like probably used them as ornaments around their collars and around their cuffs. They don't serve any real purpose. You don't need ribbon, but it's a sign that you've got at least a little bit of disposable income. And so your clothes aren't looking like ragged at the edges because you're able to have ribbon. And so it would have been seen almost like as a little bit of a status symbol. And so Mary lost hers in the crossing. Of course, Laura thinks it's dumb because Laura just wants to hunt and fish and run around like a boy and all that stuff. And Mary's a little bit older. She's, probably interested in boys and, she wants to look pretty. And Laura thinks it is dumb. And so Laura says, I'd rather have this. And she holds up like a Harper's weekly newspaper. And it has I believe that it has some people from the Osage Nation on the cover. And then, of course, Mary thinks that that's dumb. Why does she think that that's dumb? Why? You barely know how to read. That's what Mary says to her. You barely know how to read. Well, Mary, you just hang on, because in a moment, your sister's going to not only know how to read, but she's going to know how to write, and she's going to become famous. So, you don't even know how to read. She's being really mean to Laura. And so Laura, right here, pushes her. Oh, yeah? I don't know how to read. She pushes her. She pushes her. Laura's had it up to here. Okay? She pushes her. I'm not taking any more of this nonsense from you. I don't like the way you're talking to me, girl. And so she pushes her. Then this young man, Caleb, he seems to have eyes for Mary. He sees this going on, and he's just looking. Now, when you see that line, Caleb, they're waiting on their packages. That's the Black lady who runs the store. She's talking to him. He is her employee, from what we can see right now. But he's looking at Mary. He likes what he sees. I'm going to say that. Now let me get back to the comments. Okay, so Sahid is saying that if biracial people are Black, then he's premium Black because he's fully Black. Oh gosh. Andrea says, wouldn't these be former slaves from the Native Americans in these areas? No, not necessarily. So again, so as far back as, Black people have been in this country, some Black people were free. Now, since the general store owner is fake, I can't speak for her. But the only other Black person who we see so far is Dr. Tann. He was born into a free family. He's from a family of free Black people. So I don't want anyone to think that just because we're talking about the 1870s that people are all Black people here are formerly enslaved. Just like when we're looking at the Gilded Age, those Black people, many of them are not former slaves. So, like, and just to veer off a little bit, we've got Peggy. Her father had been enslaved, but not her mother. And there are generations of Black people who go back, having wealth, having land, and all Black people that existed at the time. It's just good that we should know that they were not all slaves or had been enslaved. Poor Jack had to run after the wagon too. I was thinking about that too. His legs are so tiny compared to horses. Why couldn't they just like make a little compartment for him to sit in and let him ride? I don't know. Is it realistic? I've been thinking about that one today. One thing I think about is the time period. It's 1872, still no no Reconstruction. This was an era of Black senators, etc. I was Laura as a kid, climbing trees and fishing. I was never that girl. I liked being outside. I wasn't too girly. Like, my parents would buy me dolls. I was never interested in dolls. I always wanted stuffed animals and my toy trucks. And I had Tonka trucks. And it's funny because I did go into construction project management, for 22 years before I became a full-time content creator and full-time, content service person. But yeah, that's a thing. So let's see here. The guys who wanted Mary were dweebs, except Adam. Oh, you mean on the real show? That's me showing my age. On the first show, they also mentioned Nicodemus, Kansas, which is a town given to Black people. Hi, Sarah. Let's see here. Hey, Prime and Carta, how are you doing? It is nice to see you. Let's see here. It was very common back then, contrary to popular beliefs, there were a good amount of free Blacks during the era of slavery. Yeah, that's true. Hi, Empress. So Sioux tribes were here in that area, logistically speaking, copper-colored Indigenous Americans. Thank you for that correction. Our grandmothers were the Indian. Our grandmothers were Indian. So yeah, my grandmother, and I'm from Texas, and my grandmother is as well. And so there's a plantation and a reservation that my mother's family comes from. That's not very far from where I am now. So yeah, really interesting stuff. The way that we all came to be, and that we all got here. Hi, Amber says, hi, I'm so glad you're covering this. I'm so glad that you're glad. So let me get back to it. And nothing wrong with going off on tangents. I'm enjoying the conversation. Oh, then we get this woman. Miss James. What's her name? Gemma James? I forgot her first name. So while Ma Ingalls, Caroline, is at the counter with the lady who runs the store, this woman comes in and she's telling her, because the woman at the store was suggesting that Caroline gets a hotel for her family for the night. And she says, oh, we like to camp out. I think that she just doesn't want to say that we don't have the money for a hotel room. And so she's being told, okay, well, just be careful, keep an eye out and, you'll be fine. And then here comes this woman with all the fear mongering. Oh, yeah, you better be careful. Keep an eye out for your girls because there's men out there and there's wolves out there. Anybody can come and take your girls away. So then the woman at the store, Emily, she's just like, hey, if you just, cover everything up, put your food away, the wolves won't bother you, you'll be fine. So yeah, this woman. Even though we're not in Walnut Grove, I think that this is the show trying to give us original fans, a little bit of something like a Harriet Olsen. We need, that kind of tension. So I think that that's what this woman is going to provide us with. She comes across as not very likable. Hi, Cousin Tooth Singing Extravaganza says, my Little House commentary is great. I appreciate you. Thank you for hanging out with us. That's quite a name. Let's see here. Hold on. Saeed says, how far back can you trace your roots, Ty? Pretty far. Maybe I'll make content about it because I'm doing some things for our family reunion this year at my mother's request. I'm pretty sure. So, but pretty darn far. At least farther on my mother's side than my father's. That is for sure. Let's see um, what are we saying? Charles Ingalls said we needed the black general store. The mob can't burn down the white one. What are you talking about? There's one general store. there's not a black general store and a white general store. Yeah, Mrs. Gossip. Mary, that's right. Yeah, that's how I take it as Harriet 2.0. But I'm glad, right? We needed something while we're in independence. We need some tension. I think most were cast well, but I'm having issues with liking the woman playing Caroline. Oh, okay. So Amber, yeah, I just went down the whole, all of the cast members that we could compare to the original cast, and some people just didn't like her red hair. I like her red hair. I think that she's a strong actress, but yeah, we went over who we liked and who we didn't like as the new characters. So thank you for your input, though. Oh, let's see here. Um, what are we saying? Was it worthy of the OG? This show, you're saying, or the show in general? Um, I'll answer that after I watch a few more episodes, and I'm going to try to not get ahead of myself because, like I said, I've already watched the first three. I started watching the fourth one, but I'm not going to. I'm going to just watch them one week at a time so that I can make sure I don't do any spoilers and that I don't get ahead of myself. Like I said, unless we get an announcement for the Gilded Age, and if the Gilded Age comes before 7 more weeks, I'm going to speed this right up. I'm going to speed this right up. China Girl says, why am I getting a color purple flashback from this pic? I cannot say because that is something that I watched only one time and I did not like it. It gave me a bad feeling. I hate the color purple. I hate it. I always say I feel like it should be a horror movie. After I saw that beautiful opening and then that little girl comes out and she's pregnant. Oh, y'all, I really hate the color purple, and so I can't say like I know that people like it and quote it all the time and blah blah, but I really do hate it. Let's see here. And yeah, anyway, it creeps me out. Let's see here. I will just what does it say? My slide thing is, let's see, can I hide this? Oh, okay. Hold up. Oh, yeah. So this is where Caroline, she's trying to check out, and her total comes up to more money than she has. And how embarrassing is that, right? Have we all been there at least once? Like, oops, I thought that I had enough, and let me put this thing back, let me put that thing back because, oh, oops, I can't pay for all of this. So, and and it's even worse, right? For a woman who's trying to prove it, I think that a lot of people are like saying bad things about her man, at least back home. They don't know him here, in Independence. But I think that Caroline comes with a lot of baggage because she's already got family back home saying like, why are you running around following Charles Ingalls, girl? What are you thinking? And so she wants to look a certain way. And then we already know the thing about the ribbons. If it's important for her daughters to wear ribbons, she wants to come across looking a certain way. So it's got to be a little embarrassing that she gets into town and she gets all these supplies that she needs so she can go and I guess like make camp tonight, and she can't afford everything. And so she's like, oh, okay, I'll just leave off the coffee and the bacon. And but Emily offered to open her line of credit, and Caroline doesn't want to do that. Probably she and Charles made a deal that they wouldn't do that or whatever. And so, but that's not all she has to leave off. She goes on to say she'll leave off the ginger root, and she's going to leave off this the sugar and a few other things. So like she's just like, keep rolling that price until I keep going back, girl. Let me know like when can I afford this? Keep putting stuff back until I can afford this stuff. And so that's something that Caroline has to deal with while she's in the store. Kind of embarrassing, right? So let's see what else. It's a more serious show. I watched the 8 episodes. Oh, okay, y'all talking about this one. So I didn't. Okay, I binged it immediately, and now I'm sad. But I was really getting into it. Okay, hey, TBE Trucking is here. How are you doing? It is good to see you. It's so I got Prime and Carter here. I used to see them in my struggle stream days and TBE Trucking. So it's a little bit of a reunion. Hello, and Tammy's always been here. So let's see. Never watched it too, and never. I think you're talking about The Color Purple. I agree. One of the saddest movies ever. Yeah, it's too sad to me. I just can't. I can't. Binged it. Darker than the OG, but more closely aligns with books and Pioneer Girl. Yes, Sarah, this one does. I agree. Not and I'm not even saying that like it's a bad thing that Michael Landon's version didn't follow the books more closely, because as a little girl I was entertained and I liked the stories that were on the screen. I liked the lessons that it taught families. It was just good family TV. It didn't have a whole heck of a lot to do with the books, but I appreciated it still. A lot of it, oh, not a lot, but enough of it was just remakes of Bonanza. So if you enjoyed Bonanza, you probably like Little House on the Prairie too, because Michael Landon is like, look, I still have my intellectual property, and some of those episodes that we use on Bonanza, we're just going to use them here. We're running out of material, so we're just going to use those episodes here. Nothing wrong with him being resourceful. Oh, Tann, The Color Purple was one of my favorite movies, and the book to read. I found the women so strong to make it through the crap they went through. Yeah, I hated it. I hated it. I hated everything about it. And I know that people love it. I'm just not one of those people. I can live with Laura not being a redhead. That seemed to fit with the actual person, but no Harriet Olsen. Damn. So I guess eventually this show is going to get to Walnut Grove. So right now they're in Independence, Kansas, and so Harriet just wouldn't be there. So if and when the show gets to Walnut Grove, I have a feeling that we'll see a Harriet, if not the Harriet Olsen, a character like hers. And so the Olsens were fashioned after a family called the Owens. Will the Owens be there running the general store? And will this new show treat Harriet Olsen like Michael Landon treated her? I guess that's to be seen, because I don't know how far this thing goes. Empress Hester Sue, the Black woman who was a teacher at the Blind House when Mary Goes Blind many seasons later. I guess like talking about other Black characters who might come up. I understand why Michael Landon went with his storyline. It was competition for the Waltons. And I'll tell you, I never got into the Waltons. I know a lot of people assume that people who liked Little House on the Prairie also liked the Waltons. I never got into it. Let's see here. According to reports, the next season would see them move to Walnut Grove. This season was showing them leave the big woods and moving to Kansas. Let's see here. Hi, just saying. Hello. And yes, this is a different version. And I couldn't help but notice when I looked at the credits that Trip Friendly is one of the executive producers, and there's another Friendly who's I believe also an executive producer who's also got an important part in the behind the scenes in this. So Ed Friendly was the original first co-producer with Michael Landon. He didn't like the direction that Michael Landon was taking the show. He felt like Michael Landon made the Ingalls too rich. He basically said, oh, the Ingalls have everything except for a Cadillac, even though, to me, I always thought that they were poor, but he just said that Michael Landon's gave them way too much. And so Ed Friendly has basically the rights to this story. And so his son and granddaughter, I believe, are the ones who are executive producers of this show and put this show together. So I guess that they're going to make the show that Ed Friendly wanted to make in the 1970s and 1980s. Funny how there's no Indians. So this show does have a good presence. If you're talking about this show, it has Native Americans, and it's on Netflix. Just saying. I Feel in Love. Ooh. I fell in love with John Boy. Fell in love with John Boy. Yeah, Michael Landon, y'all. I think he's hot stuff. I think he's smoking hot. That is my opinion. They need a Harriet. I agree. But I like I said, I think that we're getting a little bit of that from the Gemma character, if that's her name. Hi, Texas Born 325 says, I need to see this. Is it must-see TV? It might be, but I think that you'll enjoy it. Like, if you care about it enough and you want to see it, I think that you will like it. Let's see here. Mike says, it was such a disappointment when Little House came on after Thundercats. May as well turn the TV off. What are you talking about? Landon had previously written and directed many Bonanza episodes, so he did the same with Little House and Highway to Heaven. Yes, yeah. So he reused a lot of his material. Let's see here. Not a Walton guy either. Yeah. HVZ, is a biracial woman owning a grocery store back then realistic? So we got into that. It's quite possible. It's possible. Because again, it would not necessarily have been in keeping with most things for a Black doctor to have been treating white patients, but we have that, and that was a real life thing. And so again, and I know that there are like new people coming in, we're looking at this on the live streams from an entertainment perspective. But that being said, we have a Dr. Tann, who was a real life person, a real life Black doctor who treated Black, white, and Native patients in Independence, Kansas. If that happened, it wouldn't be too wild to think that a biracial woman could be running a general store. Never liked the Waltons. Goody goody two shoes. Okay, so y'all saying yes, you like the Waltons, but love Little House much better. You always got the history tea. Well, thanks. Let's see. I didn't even notice the friendly connection, but that was a little Easter egg, right? Yeah. I was looking out for that. Actually, I like to read the credits because there's always something there, that we should know. You liked Happy Days? I liked Happy Days. Happy Days is your number one. Let's see. Did I just hear Caroline tell Charles to make his own breakfast? Oh, you're watching it? You're already... Hey, you hush. We haven't gotten there yet. I wonder will they cast Willie, Nellie's brother. He was trouble, but I liked him too. I'm going to talk about him in the next video. You're a Little House nerd. I love Little House, Texas Born. I love Little House. I'm getting into this one, but we'll see. Oh, God. Can we talk about the singing, y'all? Listen. There was so much singing in this first episode. How did y'all feel about it? Because it drove me nuts. So, like, they were singing all the time, like while they're on the trail, just riding in their little wagon. La, 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 la. We're going to Independence, Kansas. We're so happy. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then, then they're singing when they're, when it's time to go to bed and they're, bathing in the creek. La, la, we're singing and it's time to go to bed. Yeah, there's a song for everything. And then, they're singing again, like, oh my God, they sang more in this episode than they ever sang in the entire run of the original Little House on the Prairie series. The singing was getting on my nerves. And so, of course, after they leave the general store, for no fucking reason, do you want to sing? No, I don't want to sing. We can't afford bacon. We can't afford any food. We can't afford ginger root. I can't get any damn ribbons. I don't want to sing. What? So this was the one time that I was okay with Mary being a little bit of a bitch. And you see her face there. She's like, does it look like I want to sing? Seriously. No, I don't want to sing. I want you to shut the hell up. Like, yeah, the singing, y'all. It was so awful. It was so freaking terrible. And it never stopped. Like, please, for the love of God, stop singing. And Pa, he's always breaking out his fiddle. Like, if you would do a little less fiddling, and go in a search for Jack, I would be really happy, Like, oh gosh, it was so bad. Put that fiddle down and go get a job. Your family can't afford food, Charles Ingalls. That's why nobody wanted Caroline to go out there. Let's see here. drove you nuts too. Yeah, Mary, that singing. And it was bad. Like it sounded awful as well. But oh gosh. Oh gosh. Oh no. Tello says, okay, don't mean to be a spoiler, but there's a lot more singing coming up in later episodes. No. No, for the love of God. Like, yeah, I was rolling my eyes, y'all. I think that my eyeballs rolled in the back of my head, like by the third song. I'm like, what's going on here? Naughty Willie was a cute instigator, like Mike in these lives. Yeah, Mike is a mess. What the hell is it, a musical? And it's not supposed to be, not that I know of, but they're just always let's sing a good old song, and Pa's just going along with his fiddle. I think we might have seen them sing 3 times in the whole 9 seasons of Little House. My gosh. I live in Wisconsin and have gone to many Ingalls sites. How cool. Yeah, Richard, you be quiet. Ruining my live stream. He's just a hater, y'all. He doesn't want me to he doesn't want me to succeed on this platform. No, just kidding. I have autobiographies from the show's actors on Audible. Cool. Okay, cool stories from behind the scenes. That's cool. And I have Alison Arngram's book. I shared a little bit from the 2 Little House videos that I did. That damn singing. What? Little House was good when Laura was beating up a kid, like like the daughter of the story. Yeah, she was getting into it with Nellie. Those were the episodes that I liked. Yes, go rescue Jack and stop singing. Put that damn fiddle down and go rescue Jack. Well, it's not like they had a radio station, a radio to listen to music. If Charles wasn't playing his fiddle, if they had to sing the music themselves. Listen, I don't know what they were singing about, like, especially like in the episodes that I saw. Like, they could have used that energy for something else. Like, why are y'all so damn happy? What are y'all singing about? Just wait for future episodes when a certain close family friend comes in singing goes off constantly. No, more than what we already had in this episode. That's crazy. Looks like I'm not watching the new LHB. There's a bunch of singing. It's a lot. And it's all bad. Hey, True Crazy Lions. It's just noticed that you're live. Great to see this. Hope you're well. Loving that you're doing a Little House theme live too. Yeah, look, we got 7 more coming up. Unless the Gilded Age comes on before these 7 weeks are up. Singing through the pain. I don't know what they could have been like. There was nothing joyous going on. Hey, Frilly Feminist says, OMG, I've never caught Ty live before. Yay, well, welcome, and I hope that you enjoy the live stream. And I love your cute little dog. We've been talking about dogs for this live stream, and Mayan saying hi to Lion. We've been hanging out for a few weeks now in these lives, so we have a little live community here. So anyway, you see, doesn't look like Mary wants to sing. She's like, girl, I want my ribbon and I want to eat bacon. I can't sing. So, oh man. So they're getting ready for bed that night. And, Laura's trying to be optimistic about what they've got going on and where they are now. And, Mary's missing home a little bit. But look at what she tells Laura. You don't care that we left because you didn't have any friends. She was like, you didn't have any friends. I did. So, of course, you didn't care if we left. I'm telling y'all, Mary deserved that push that Laura gave her in the general store because she just didn't let up on her. Like, give your little sister a break, She's just glad that you're here. But, like, you didn't have any friends. Yeah, not very nice. Not very nice. No food, must sing, I guess. Yeah, like I guess. Did they sing some hymns? It seems like, were they singing any hymns in this first episode? Maybe they did. I don't know, but it seemed like they were singing like folk songs, like just some stuff to get you up and going. I don't know. They might have sang some hymns. Oh, that's your Periwinkle. Hi, Periwinkle. What a cutie. What a cute little face. Let's see here. Okay, y'all talking to each other. Mary went for the throat, and she did. Like, why did she have to say that? Why did she have to say that? Like, you didn't have any friends. Mary and Laura really didn't like each other. It's weird after the original show. Yeah, it is. It is. Because they, Michael Landon made them get along. Let's see here. Oh, okay. So then the next day, Laura is wondering about. I think that she's really, kind of looking for Jack, but I think that Mary and Caroline were like washing clothes, and Laura was just down there, and she found a little doll, and she says it's an Indian doll, right? So we are going to find out whose doll that is in a little bit. Charles goes off to go and find the land that they're going to build their house on. He leaves a gun with Caroline, and he lets her know, when I come back, I'm going to let you know that we've got the prettiest piece of land to build our new beginning on, blah, blah. While he's gone, Laura is looking for Jack once again, and she encounters these CGI wolves that are about to tear her from limb to limb. I don't know why they use these CGI wolves. Like, they could have just filmed some real wolves, and just she didn't have to be in the shot. But we get these CGI wolves, and Laura's scared. Her mom shoots a gun in the air and tells the wolves to get away, and thankfully they did. When Charles gets back, the spoiler that Richard just gave us, he asks her, should we have breakfast and then be on our way? She says to him, make your own damn breakfast. He doesn't know why. He's like thinking, oh man, bitches be tripping. What's wrong with her, right? He doesn't realize that she had to stay up all night because their daughter was almost eaten by CGI wolves. So she's up. She's falling asleep with the gun propped up. She's just kind of resting like this on the gun. And then Charles comes up, and she's shaking, and she aims the gun at him. And he's like, oh, what's wrong? So he doesn't realize what's happened while he was gone. So she tells him, make your own damn breakfast. You want a sandwich? Get your own damn sandwich. And she walks off, and he's just like, he doesn't get it. He's like, I just told her that we got this great piece of land. Why is she angry? And then Mary wakes up and tells him, Laura almost got eaten by wolves last night. He's like, oh, okay. That explains it. Crazy women. I thought she was PMSing. That's probably what he thought. So anyway, he takes them to this new land, and there's his blueprint for the house. Here, girls, let me show you the plan. So we're going to have a window and a door and another window, and we're going to have logs. And okay, that's my construction project management background coming in handy there. Okay, so let me see what y'all are saying before I move on. Let's see. What? Loving the idea of Mestorians hanging out as a community on these lives. Yeah, we are a little Mestorian community. The wolves were very bad, Mary. That was such bad CGI. That was such bad CGI. Okay, Empress is her first live too. I love this topic. To me, Melissa Gilbert grew to be the prettiest sister. My opinion, I love me half pint. She loves her some half pint. There's nothing wrong with that. We all have our opinions. At least they were not, yeah, AI wolves. True. Let's see. For me, Caroline seemed like a very serious and angry person. I think that's where the disconnect for me was with her character so far. Yeah, and I have to believe that she's going to have some kind of story arc where she gets over this and becomes less mean, because otherwise it just wouldn't be Little House on the Prairie. Even if that wasn't her in real life, I just think that for the sake of entertainment value, she's going to have, some kind of redemption arc where, we're going to get on her side. But I agree. She does seem angry in here. Yeah, those CGI wolves are scary. They are. He about to go to IHOP. He can't make his own breakfast. That's woman's work, damn it. Now you go over there and get in that kitchen that doesn't exist yet, and you fix me a sandwich. Hello, Karen. How are you doing? No, hey, you're never late here. We don't take attendance. We're just having a good time. Okay. So remember, I told you all, I kind of felt like Caroline was feeling a little guilt or no shame when she was in the general store and couldn't pay for that stuff. And what do we have her saying here? I was hopping ahead of myself, but she says, my sister said I was a fool to leave everything and everyone I ever knew, basically, and come here with you and follow your ass around the Great West. Okay, but then here they were singing again, y'all. They were singing again. They found the land. They saw what the house is going to look like. Charles is showing them, and the barn's gonna go here, and we're gonna plant corn over here, and then the house is gonna be right here, and we're gonna put the horse stall right here, and they're all happy. So what is it's time to sing? And he loved me full dear. I don't remember how the song went, but they were singing and dancing, and Pa was fiddling once again, and I don't know why he wasn't using that energy to go and find Jack. Find Jack, damn it. Go and find the dog. What are y'all singing about? Laura, you love Jack. How can you be singing right now? I feel sorry for Jack. Jack has been betrayed. He's been betrayed. What are y'all saying? Caroline was an angel. Can't make her bitter. Okay, she was sure. Yeah, like the singing is awful. It was just terrible. I hate, like, why are they singing so much? Like, just for the love of God, please. Okay, and then yeah, I had to show you up. So Charles is on his fiddle. Oh, my Edwin, his equal was never something. I don't know what they were singing about, but Charles just, go to town, girls. Da 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 da. Like, it was. Why are they singing? Why are they singing? It's awful. It's awful. It wasn't number one in the charts. More singing West Side Story. Grease Lightning, every musical you can think of. Y'all, I didn't know until this year that like Grease Lightning was so dirty. I didn't realize, like, so total sidetrack. Since I hate musicals. Then this is so. Of course, I hate the singing. I literally do hate musicals. But I Grease Lightning. Did y'all know that part of the lyrics in Grease Lightning, he says it's a real pussy wagon? Did y'all know that? Like, there's some bad things going on in Grease Lightning. Grease the musical, but of course the song Grease Lightning, he calls it a pussy wagon. And he says something about tits in that song too, but I didn't know it was like that. And like people do Grease as a musical in middle school. And so I guess that they must change the lyrics. I never paid attention. I know that they do it in middle school and high school, but I hope that they change the lyrics for middle school performances. They call it she's a real pussy wagon, Grease Lightning. Like, what the why is that? Why is that such a dirty song? It's a car. You can really fuck in this car. Yeah. Like, that's so weird. Okay. So let's get back to the story. So now, it's the next day or whatever. And Pa is going into town and he's taking Laura with him. And Mary's going to stay behind and tend to her ma and the homestead. And she's doing laundry. They're always doing laundry. And she looks over and she sees this package and it says from Caleb. What? I don't know how he found them, but the package is just on this little like tin wash tub. He puts it on there and she sees, and what, y'all, it's ribbons. Caleb saw at the store that she wanted those ribbons. And so hopefully he didn't steal them from his employer. He probably used a good portion of whatever his pay was for that day and bought her the ribbon that she'd been looking at because he heard Laura, and her talking about it. And I thought that was super sweet. Then Laura goes back down to the creek where she found the little Indian doll, and the little girl she's been looking at, she sees her again. And the girl sees that Laura has the doll and she just goes and snatches it from her. And in her native language, she says to her father, the little native girl says to her father, she took my doll. And he says back to her in their language, she didn't take it. Like, you lost it. She found it. Like, basically stop being rude. She didn't take it. You left it there, you know. And so he puts her in line and basically tells her to apologize to Laura. And Laura, she doesn't care. She's like, oh, my friend. She's like, Mom, I want to go meet those people. Can we talk to them? And her mom's like, we don't need to know those people. Girl, we don't need to know those Indians. Are you crazy? What is wrong with you? So let me see what you're talking about. And then I'll get back to it. Would I be right in thinking Little House has heavy and gritty storylines? Asking as a total newbie. Oh yeah, y'all. So he's younger. He's across the pond, and he doesn't know about it. That would make it extra watchable for me. This one, I will say, it seems to be grittier than the one that than we grew up with in the 70s and 80s. I don't know what all is to come. It's getting into some stuff, but I'm trying not to watch the whole season. I'm trying to watch one episode at a time, and it does seem that this is going to get a little heavier than it, just the whole feel of it is heavier than the show that I grew up with. So I think that we're going to be getting into some stuff. I can't say for sure, but I think that we are. Thank you, Karen. Says I have excellent storytelling. Thank you. Yes, I hate musicals. Like, why are we singing? It's just so weird. And I get, look, I know that it's for entertainment value, and I'm not. If you like musicals, I am not like making any kind of judgment on you. I don't think it's bad because like usually like the singing is good. The actors are talented because they can sing and dance, you know, and act. And so like it's always like super talented people, but just the thought of, you know, all of a sudden breaking out in song when you're having a conversation, I hate that. You know, it's like me talking to y'all. And you know, so we're gonna talk about Little House on the Prairie. We're gonna talk about the Gilded Age. Oh, the Gilded Age, the Gilded Age. They were full of rage. They were not on a stage. They were not in a cage. Gilded Age. Like, why would I do that? Who like? Why do people just start breaking out in song? It's just the weirdest thing to me. I hate that. I hate that. I super hate that. Now, I don't mind a musical if it's like a musical like where the performances are like literally performances. Something like when I watch like a movie like The Five Heartbeats or The Temptations, like they're not just running around having conversations at the grocery store, breaking out in the song, I got some canned peas. You know, it's not that. Like when it's time to get on the stage, that's when they're suited up and doing their steps. But it's weird to just be all of a sudden everyone, you know, who's in the room knows how to do the choreography to the thing that's in your head. It's just so dumb. I really hate that. I hate that. I hate it. So that's me. But I know that people love them. Musicals do big numbers. People, you know, they sell tickets. It's just me. I hate that. The one moment that I didn't like in the Five Heartbeats, you know, I love the guys getting on stage, but when that moment when Robert Townsend is writing the song and then his sister, she's supposed to be cleaning the room and she helps him. Oh, it's easy. You just got to put the pieces together because he's writing and tearing paper and throwing it all over the room. Oh, I don't know how to put this song together. And then she just starts picking up the pieces of paper. Oh, and you put this, and this goes with this. Some people run at the first sight of stormy weather. That doesn't happen. She's not running around picking up pieces of paper that he meant to throw in the trash and just making a number one hit. I hate that stuff. I hate when that happens. No one writes songs like that. So, with the exception of that one piece, I love everything about the Five Heartbeats because they were singing on stage. But when your sister is singing with a broom in her hand because she's supposed to be cleaning up the room before her parents get home, I don't like that. Let's talk about Little House on the Prairie. Shit. I'm so sorry, y'all. Oh my gosh, now I'm a musicals hater. What are y'all saying? Yeah, that is a dirty song. Okay. Let's see. Okay, what are y'all saying? I'm so sorry, y'all. What? I always hated Grease and tuned out when all my church friends watched it. Hey, they probably been a little repressed. They need to hear about a real pussy wagon, Grease lightning. What? Oh my gosh. Their clothes are perfectly ironed too. When was that done? Oh, that's a good question. Um, Oh, that's right. That I couldn't think of that. Also, the chicks will cream for Grease Lightning. Yeah, I was literally an adult before I realized how dirty that sounds. Yeah, yeah, something, something. The chicks will cream for Grease Lightning. Yeah, what the hell? The chicks will cream. Excuse me, sir. Hi, Coconut Stacks says I started watching the first episode and saw the doctor and thought, hold up, but and I don't know if you how long you've been here, but the doctor was real. The doctor was a real person. Dr. George Tann was a black doctor who lived in Independence who treated the black and white patients. So no hold up there. That's not woke revisionist history. So I don't know if you've already heard me say that, but in case anyone here is new, if you saw the black doctor on the show, do know that that was someone real. And I'm going to make a video about him in two videos from now. I have one video coming up that it refers back to the show from the 70s and 80s, and then I'm going to talk about I'm going to do other videos about this new show and the characters here. Is Frontier Life not Life is Wonderful is in the 70s show? Yeah. I don't feel bad. I hate musicals as well. Thanks, y'all. It's good to know that I'm in good company. Oh, awesome. Prime Carter says that he's going to watch my video on how the real life people were before watching it. I hope you enjoy it. Thank you. Let's see. What are y'all saying? Are y'all laughing at my singing? I think my singing is great. I should be in musicals. Oh, gosh. Let's see here. What are y'all saying? Some of the most important lessons I learned from childhood were from these books when my mom and I read them to my brother and I. Yeah, like they have good lessons. They do. And I would still say that even though Michael Landon's version of Little House on the Prairie wasn't true to the books, there were really good lessons in that show as well. Let's see here. What are y'all saying? Let's see. I don't appreciate y'all laughing at my singing. I thought my singing was great. Y'all, what's so damn funny? Let's see. Let's see. Oh, hi. Ghosted No Brand just got here. I haven't watched it yet, so I'm starting from the beginning and closing chat. Okay, well then. Oh, thanks for hanging out. For as long as you could. Let's see. Amber says, I cannot wait to watch a video about Dr. Tann. I'm going to enjoy doing that video. I'm really excited about making that video. Thank you, Frilly Feminist. I love your singing. This is a woman with excellent taste in music. I just want to say. Oh, man. Oh, your daughters love the books as well. Awesome. I'm so glad. Jesus, I'm making her Sunday night. Gary, why are you laughing at my singing? That's sad because I know that my singing is not it's not wonderful, but anyway, let's go. So she doesn't we don't need to know them. And Laura says, why don't we need to know the nice Indian people, Mom? So, but meanwhile, in the home of the native family, that mom is feeling kind of like Caroline is. Why does my daughter need to go over there with those white people? While Caroline's, why does my daughter need to go over there with those Indian people? Right? So we got her saying, and what? Now, my daughter thinks that she's going to be friends with those people over there. The moms, they've had enough to hear, right? And we get a little something going on in this household. They're just having a conversation about all the white settlers coming in general. And the husband here, he's an interpreter. He speaks their native Osage language, and he speaks English very well. he's been going and having meetings with the government. I guess he's the one who the government's like, hey, when it's time for us to strike a deal, then you like be the negotiator, you be the go-between so that we can, get these terms spelled out. And so the government is offering the Osage people some different land. Basically, like, it seems like they're dragging their feet, but they're trying to move them out so that these white settlers can move in. And this is a relative of his he's talking to. I'm not sure if this is a brother, cousin, I don't know. But he's like, tell me about your trip. What sort of land is the government offering? And he says, like, the land, it's not great that they're offering, but maybe if we move to that land, it'll be unattractive to the white settlers and we can make something of it. Because they see that I guess the writing's on the wall. They're going to lose this land that has been theirs. So again, my thing going back to all these notices about free land, the Osage are like, excuse me, we've only been here for centuries. What do you mean free land? Like, so they're going to have to figure out what they're going to do. And the government is offering them land. The man said that the land had game on it for them to hunt, and it had a lot of water, but it's rocky, it's hilly, not good for farming. And so they're trying to make the best out of a bad situation and see the glasses half full. Well, maybe that way, because the land isn't completely, optimized for farming and stuff, maybe that other like white settlers won't want it. Maybe we can get pushed out there and we can make something of it and it'll be okay. They're just trying to cope, figure out what their next move is. Let's see what okay, off subject. Was Saturday Night Fever would it also count as a musical or just a dance film? I think just a dance film. What do y'all say? I don't know. I think just a dance film. But great dancing, though, by the way. Oh, I love the dancing in that movie. You love the laughter. I'm so glad, y'all. It's very sad the way the indigenous were treated. Glad it was included this time. Yeah, I do like getting to hear the conversations that are going on in their households, and we're not just, oh, those scary Indians, we're not just hearing one side of this story. I enjoy this. I love the Osage family, and their story was done well. They could make a whole movie based off them, honestly. Yeah, they could. They're trying to be true to the history of the people and the land and those that migrated to the land. I love that. Yeah, I do too. Dancing film. So there you go. A dancing film, Sahid. So now we've got Charles and Caroline. They are making the foundation for their home, and he doesn't have any sons, y'all. He doesn't have any men, any brothers. And that was something that people were like, hey, you came out here with no men, like, and you're getting ready to build something. It's just you and your daughters and your wife. What? So Caroline is like the closest thing that he has to a field hand. So she's got to do this back-breaking labor. That's something that I talked about in the first video that I made about Little House on the Prairie, back when stuff was going on with Half Pint's husband. I made another video about them, but and the Grange and the railroad corruption. That one didn't do as well, but that's okay. I'm going to clean up the audio on it because I did the stereotypical thing, y'all. I had my my smoke detector buzzing in the background of that video, and I didn't even realize it. So I'm going to have someone to clean up the audio and re-release that, re-edit it now that I'm doing this content. But anyway, he needed a hand, and that's what those women had to do. They had to get out there and do that hard labor. And Laura discovered the ribbon that Caleb gave to Mary. She saw it hanging out of her little pocket. So she reached in and she just grabbed it. And she's like, give it back. And she's like, I thought that it floated away, because that's what Mary told her. She told her that, she lost her ribbon. And that's all that Laura knows. So Laura doesn't know that the little boy in the store came and gave her some new ribbon. So there. And then this is Caroline. I couldn't capture like the moment exactly, but when they were moving the log to like build the next little stack, she dropped it on her foot. And that's her having a horrible experience from having dropped a heavy ass log on her foot. So that's Charles's main help. What is he going to do now? How's he going to build his house? And look, you see, it's fine. She's, it's okay. It's okay. I'm okay. Clearly, there's nothing wrong. Just a little bruising. Those prairie women were hard, y'all. And they were hard. Jeez. What are you saying? This sounds like a very interesting Little House remake. It'll be interesting to follow the storyline of it. Not sure if my not having seen the original first is good or bad, though. I say just watch this one because it might make you angry. I don't know, but no, you're younger, so maybe only us people who grew up with the original one feel any kind of anything about this, whether good or bad. Maybe we're the only ones who really care. Yeah, that looks like a little ouchie, but she's okay. She's fine. She's fine. So, in order to help her feel better, Charles is going to go. He's going to go and fetch the doctor. I'm going to ride off. I'm going to go find Dr. Tann. He's got to look at you, babe. We got to get this checked out. So he's riding off into the sunset to go find the doctor. And she says, maybe Laura can tell us one of her stories, to just kind of calm things down, make her feel better. And I know that what she's thinking is, please, dear God, just don't y'all sing another song. I can't handle your whiny little children voices. Just tell me a story. No songs, just a story. Please. And so Laura, she starts to tell a story. Blah, blah, blah. And this thing happened. And remember, once upon a time, Ma and Pa and Mary and Laura, we set off from this place and we came to this place and yada, yada, yada. And what happens is, you see this line on the screen, I wish we'd never left. That's Buzzkill Mary cutting into Laura's story. Cutting right into Laura's story. And you see how Laura's looking at her like, yeah, you know what? I should have pushed you harder in the general store. You should be the one with your foot hurting. I should drop a log on your foot. So Laura's just trying to tell a story, trying to make everyone feel good. And then she goes on. I wish we'd stay with Grandma and Grandpa. I hate it here. We don't have any friends. I don't know anybody. Of course, Laura doesn't care. She didn't have any friends anyway. But why am I having to suffer? Mary is not kind to Laura. But yeah, just walk it off. You're fine. I'm fine. It's okay. Mama Bridge. Yeah. Oh gosh. Right. Yes. My ears. If I hear another song, we're gonna need the doctor to look at my ears instead of my feet. If y'all sing another song, please, for the love of God, just Lord, tell a story. Yeah. Listen. I know that's what I was thinking. Like, oh, Caroline, please don't ask her to sing a song. You know what would make us feel good, Laura? Why don't you sing that song about? Yeah, go look for Jack. Damn it. Yeah, Mary. Yeah, the dream killer, the buzz killer. Mary's just, oh, I want to go back. I'm glad you're enjoying it, True Crazy Lion. So she wants to go back home. But now, Laura's thinking, well, since you did cut off my story, now that Mom, how come no one came to say goodbye to us when we left? Is Pa a shady guy? What the hell happened there? Why didn't anyone just come and say goodbye to us? Now, poor Laura, she's thinking. Because Mary brought down the mood. Oh, man. So the doctor comes to look at her foot. And y'all know, look, if they're going to let black people treat white people, they got to be good. They got to be damn good. And especially in 1870, whatever. So this doctor He's so damn good. He came over there to treat her foot and found out that she was pregnant. That's how good he is, y'all. That's what I'm saying. Like, this is not woke revisionist stuff. This doctor is so damn good. He came on there, look at her foot, stitch up her foot. Any bleeding? Are you pregnant? Yes. She's pregnant. She's pregnant. I agree, Amber. I like the cut of your jib. I should be the official voiceover narrator for shows. It should be me, Dr. Tann. And so, yes, she's pregnant. All men want sons. She wants to be sure that she's pregnant with a boy for Charles, because dang it, if he had had some sons, my foot would be okay right now, because his son would have been out there building that house with him. All men want sons. Charles is like King Henry VIII. You know, if I don't get a son, off with your head, right? Yeah. All men want sons. And that's what, poor half pint. She's afraid that, her dad wants a boy more than he wants her. So the doctor breaks it to Charles. Your wife, I stitch up her foot. We stop the bleeding. She's going to be back on her feet in, 2 days, because we're on Prairie time. But you're going to have to get some help, because your wife isn't going to be able to do this work even once her foot heals. Not with the baby coming. You got a baby on the way. And look at Charles. Uh-oh. I can barely take care of the family I already have. Now there's a baby on the way. Shucks. I am going to need to get some help. What am I going to do? So, what is he going to do? He's going to go and ask Mr. Edwards for some help. Charles doesn't have any money. We saw that they couldn't even afford the supplies that they wanted to get at the general store. He's going to have to find someone who will trade work with him. I didn't get a shot of it, but I don't believe that I got a shot of it. But Mr. Edwards is living in this little tiny wooden shack that I'm sure if it rains, he's probably getting rain coming in there. Like he's just, it almost looks like a glorified doghouse where he's living right now. But Mr. Edwards, he's kind of given up on life, and we don't have the story yet, but I think that we're going to, be able to figure out the story pretty soon. So Charles goes to Mr. Edwards. Hey, can we trade some work on my house and I'll work on yours? They decided they're, going to get this work done. He needs a hand. The doctor told him that he can't make it out here in the prairie alone. He says, it sounds like a good story, but no one out here makes it on their own. You need to get some help. Okay. Let's see. Oh, Mary says, can't blame Caroline for worrying with no house and little food. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I have to imagine that in the back of her mind, she's got to be thinking, you know what? My family told me. Everyone said that I should just stay here with family we have and not follow Charles out there into the wilderness. I'm sure she's got children, and now she's with child. She's probably going to need a little bit of extra food to feed the baby that's growing inside of her. Fairly Feminist says, I remember the black doctor from the books. He treated their malaria in the books. They thought whatever it was from watermelons, I believe. Yep, he did treat their family for malaria. The pregnancy reveal was weird, honestly. I agree. I agree. Great doctor. From her foot to discovering that she was pregnant. I mean, yeah, this guy's got it all. He's got it all. Good old Mr. Edwards. Yep, to the rescue. He's going to help Charles finish that house. He is a looker. I agree. Empress says he's strong and strapping. But there's a little confusion, before we get that all resolved. Charles is asking questions that Mr. Edwards clearly doesn't feel like answering. So it looks like Charles is going to get his brains blown out, or at least a hole in his chest based on the way that Edwards is pointing that gun. But Mr. Mitchell, the Osage man, comes in and he gets everything settled. He knows that Mr. Edwards is a drinker. He's got some things going on or whatever, and he gets him to put down the gun. Well, actually it's wrestled out of his hand. Charles gets it from him, and they come to an agreement, right? So now, these are the words of Mr. Mitchell, the Osage man. He's talking about the kind of men who find themselves in that part of the world, who end up there in Independence. Talking about the people who come here. Some are desperate and out of luck. I think that that describes Charles to a T. He says some of them, you know, right there have been scraped raw by war and poverty. I think that that probably describes Mr. Edwards. And he says that some have been, some are just destructive by nature, but destructive and cruel by nature. And that describes, I think, some of the other neighbors who we're going to see. But anyway, he, just kind of gives Charles a pep talk and lets him know that Edwards is going to sleep it off. And I'm sure that y'all be able to come to some kind of agreement, right? So we get Charles back home, lets her know that, okay, me and Edwards are going to trade work. We'll get this house built. And they're questioning their decision. Should we have even come here? And she's trying to now give Charles a pep talk because he's like, oh no, I drugged my family here for no reason. So she's like, no, we're gonna stay, we're gonna stick it out. What if this is where your son is finally born? Because damn it, men need sons. But the most important thing that happened to me, my favorite character, came back at the end. Jack, poor Jack. Laura was outside looking for Jack, and Jack came back. Like Pa said, he would follow her smell. How bad do these people smell? Like, it's been days. But anyway, Jack catches up with the family, but it wasn't just Jack on his own. It was with the help of Mr. Edwards, who, we're going to find is missing his own 2 girls and wife who are dead. So that could have a little something to do with why he's hitting the liquor so hard, with why he's got these mental issues going on that had him ready to shoot Charles in the chest. So that's what happened. That's the first episode, y'all. I'd settle either Mr. Ed or the doctor. Oh, okay? So we're looking for husbands here. Okay. Unicorn Rancher says, I hated the original series when I was a kid. My partner watched it, so we're watching the new one. I don't have words for how awful I find Pa and Pa. You don't have words. Plantagenet Chronicle says, I love the original. This show is better though. Awesome. Okay, so we got somebody who loved one and loves this one even more. Yep, New Jack Swing. He's back. Jack doesn't sing, thank God. And that's probably why he's my favorite character. Red hair adds passion to the character. Oh, is that what we feel about Caroline? Okay. Hey, these are some interesting takes. So like I said, we will be going over this in live streams and for, I guess, the next 7 weeks at the most. Because I'm just going to do it 1 episode at a time. And so I'm going to not get ahead of myself. Instead of going forward and watching the rest of episode 4, I'll just make sure that before I come back on a live stream, I will watch episode 2 again, and then give myself the same kind of slideshow so that I don't get ahead of myself. Now, I talked about doing these as watch parties in my new Ko-fi membership, because I don't use Patreon anymore. So here is the link if y'all want to join me there, and we can do our watch parties on Ko-fi or Ko-fi. I say Ko-fi, but we can do our watch parties there. And I'm debating on whether they will be on Fridays or on Saturdays. So if y'all want to watch the episodes with me ahead of coming on Sunday live streams, we'll do it there, because I can't watch it on YouTube because I can't get my channel shut down. I kind of like having my channel, especially after I cross 200,000 subscribers. Thanks again for that, y'all. So let's see. Are there any other things about the show that I missed? Anything in the episode that you all want to talk about? Let me know. And then I'm going to get out of here. Now, obviously, we're going to have to bring back, if you're new to my live streams, we have been live streaming about nothing really and playing a game that I call Romance Scam Bingo. But that's only because we didn't have like anything really history to talk about. And so we're going to bring Romance Scam Bingo back. And we play for, like $10 cash, $15 cash or whatever. But right now we have a history thing to do, and I don't want to disturb the algorithm of what's happening on my channel. So I do want to kind of just stay here on Little House for now. But let me know this also. I'm thinking about creating a brand new separate channel that's just for live streaming. What do y'all think about that? Would y'all watch if I just did live streams? So that way, like, I could just come on and do the little silly games. We could do Predator Bingo and Romance Scam Bingo, and not have it be about my history content. I don't know. I'm figuring out a lot of things. I'm making a lot of changes, adding some new things, and I'll have the what do you call it? Email list ready soon. I have a little bit more prep work to do before I get that done, and so yeah, we will have things. New things are happening here. Let's see. What are y'all saying? Oh, this is now deja vu because I'm on episode 2 now. Okay, Richard, you know what? You get out of here. Trying to ruin our live stream. Let's see here. Cool. I look forward to watching the show through you. Okay, sounds good. Let's see here. Great episode. Annoyed at myself for missing the start of the line. It's all good. You can always. I wouldn't suggest going back to watch replays of this because it's, and I know that people do. I'm not angry if you do. I appreciate if you do. But, it's just the vibe when we're all here together. That's like the fun of it. I'm so glad I didn't miss Romance Scam Bingo. It would be tragic. Yes, we'll do Romance Scam Bingo soon. Separate channel works for you. Gary says that's great. Yeah, and listen, I don't mind the lives here. I gotta make sure that what I'm doing is right for my channel. Is what I gotta think about. But I don't mind them because I'm not mainly a live streamer. I'm a video content creator, and so yeah, I'm definitely I don't consider myself a streamer, and so it's not the end of the world if I stream about something that's not completely on topic. But while we have a topic, I want to stay on topic. So like when we're doing this, whenever there's a period piece that y'all want to talk about that's within the years I cover, 1870 to 1940, then that's what we'll cover in the live streams. When we don't have anything to talk about, we can just play bingo and whatever we're gonna do. A separate live stream channel would be nice. I personally would love that, a separate channel, a channel just for lives. Sounds like a cool idea. That helps to categorize all the different content. I wonder if they'll do minstrel shows with blackface on this. If like on the Netflix show, on the Netflix Little House, that would be interesting. Especially, well, I could see like maybe a minstrel show coming to town, but like as far as this set of characters, it looks like we're I can't even imagine. Let's see, maybe what's his name? Eli James and his wife would attend, like the Ingalls wouldn't even be able to afford a ticket to a show. So it could happen. It could happen. I mean, this is like around the time for those kinds of things to be happening. So it's possible, but they don't even have a theater. So probably not probable. I'm going to say I would bet on this season for sure. I'd be willing to bet, $100 that that's not going to happen on this season. Anything that we missed from the first episode, anything that I should have covered, let me know. Anything y'all want to make sure that, well, I would say, is there anything y'all want to make sure I cover in the second episode, but that would be called a spoiler. So let me see. I think you are very original to bring out the Little House on the Prairie fans. Thank you. Great content. I'm glad of that. It's rare that I get to, because of the years of history that I cover, it's rare that I get to hop on anything that's like trending or, anything that's happening in pop culture. And so I was really surprised. You all are the ones who told me in a live stream about this reboot, because I don't pay attention to Netflix. And so I didn't even know that they were going to redo it. And you all told me about it because y'all know I'm waiting on the Gilded Age. That's what I love to talk about. I love that show. I love pretty much anything that Julian Fellows puts together. And people have been asking me if I would live stream about that. And it's crazy. I didn't even realize that one of my live streams, one of my Gilded Age live streams got 25,000 views. And that's crazy because I'm not a live streamer. I am a content creator who live streams, right? But I'm not a live streamer. And so I knew that there was a market for it because people have been asking me to do it. And I just didn't feel like live streaming, y'all. I had spent 2 years in deep depression over the death of my dog. And I just didn't have it in me to live stream. I can pull it together for a video. I'm rarely on camera and I can just do my narration and not really have to think about it. But when I'm live streaming, I have to be in a different headspace because I live stream so that people will come and have a good time. I want to make y'all feel good. So I can't be feeling down if I'm live streaming, right? And so I'm okay to live stream now. And so yeah, people have been asking for the last 2 seasons, like, are you gonna live stream about the Gilded Age? I'm like, eventually. And so this year though, I'm ready. This year I'm ready to live stream and I will. And I'm looking forward to it. I am still waiting. I'm waiting on the date, y'all. I have like videos that I'm ready to make about predictions for what's going to happen this season, just based on some things in real life. And so I'm looking forward to it. But so I was really happy that y'all told me about, Little House on the Prairie happening because I didn't even know to look for it. I think that if you all hadn't told me, that I would not have necessarily noticed it. I wouldn't have necessarily paid attention. So yeah, I'm glad that we get to congregate around this thing that's happening. It's rare that I get those moments to, join in on, current conversations. And so this brings it all together in a way that it looks like it's, fun for us. So here we are. Thank you, Prime and Carta. It says great live. House of Jazz is still stuck on Charles making his own breakfast. Gary says that movie on the Osage kind of has something to do with this new series. Yeah, I forgot what it's called. I know what you're talking about. And I probably will make some video content about the Osage Nation as I'm doing this Little House content, because I'm not going to make videos about each episode, but I will take things from the show where there's real life stuff that I can cover and just cover that, kind of the way that I did with the video that's moving and grooving now. I was really surprised with the reception of that video. I planned for it to go well, but I was surprised that it is going as well as it is. It's showing at 171,000 views right now, and it's only 2 days old, and that's like really good for my channel. And so yeah, thank you all, for interacting with that, engaging with that content. Yeah, I had no idea that Little House on the Prairie was doing a new series. See, I wasn't the only one. I had no idea. And I'm pinning at the top, if y'all want to join my membership and do the watch parties with me, y'all can join my membership. Let's see. I've been seeing these clips of the original show. They covered controversial subjects. Yeah, they did. They covered a lot, and especially considering it's 1970s and 1980s, they really, did a good job covering some controversial things. Thank you, Frilly Feminist. And I have 2 dogs. I had 2 dogs when I lost my Rocco. Like, that dog was my heartbeat. And I had Rocco and Indy then, and Rocco passed away. Indy is still with me, and almost on the date of almost to the date of his death, a year later, I got Charlie. And so I had 2 pit bulls. Now I have a pit bull and a mastiff named Charlie, and he's a sweetheart. And his foster mom told me that she named him Charlie because he's an angel. And I always felt like Rocco was an angel. And I said he would find me another one. And I didn't learn until I'd had Charlie for months that she called Charlie because she said that he was an angel. And so I really do feel like Rocco sent him to me. Your Gilded Age videos are some of my favorites. I'm so glad. I really do enjoy making those videos. I enjoy making those videos. Let's see. Thank you, April says, I'm here for it, however you do it. I'm here because I enjoy and here to support. I truly, truly appreciate you. Hannah says, I never watched the old show and haven't read the books, but your video on the real Ingalls made me curious. So I watched a Netflix show. Awesome. Well, thank you for watching my video, especially considering that you hadn't watched the shows before. I really do appreciate that you took the time to consider watching my video. That means a lot to me. Okay, Mary says she'll see me next week. And I'm going to, I keep telling myself I'm going to try to get started earlier, but I always have to do like this slideshow. Like that took me a while to put this together. And I didn't, you'll see I skipped some of the ending stuff. But yeah, I got to figure out what to do with my schedule because I'm juggling a lot of things. It looks like for the next 2 weeks solid, I'll be able to work on content. But I've been going back and forth, 1 week content and then 1 week membership and clients, because I have a YouTube membership where I teach people how to grow on YouTube. And then I also have clients whose channels I manage. And so I'm working that in with doing content now. And I'm not complaining. I love all of the work that I do, but as I do content less. And so my schedule is it's crazy now because of all the things that I want to do. But I just love being in this content world. And so I do take on maybe a little more than I can chew sometimes, but I'm figuring it out. The original Caroline would never tell Charles to make his own breakfast. Look at you. So that's why you don't like redheaded Caroline. She's got that man in the kitchen. How dare she? You men. You men, all y'all want is us in the kitchen making y'all a sandwich. I'm in for the watch party. I know, Gary, yes, I know, and I appreciate you letting me know, like right away as soon as I put the stuff together. Yes, Prime and Carter, you're right. Fur baby love is real. Like that is unconditional love. If anyone doesn't have a pet, or if anyone does not know what unconditional love is, get yourself a pet. You will know. I think you're a natural live streamer. You're the most interactive YouTuber whose lives I participate in, and you have a massive energy to do long lives too. Yeah, last week was over 5 hours. That's crazy. Because listen, this is what makes me not a streamer, is that I know, like when I teach people in my membership about live streaming, I teach them to think of the replay value, because everyone isn't going to watch while you're live. Some people are going to come and watch later. I do not optimize my live streams for the replay value. If you were here, you had a good time with us. If you weren't here, you probably won't want to sit through me reading almost every single comment in the chat, saying hi to almost every person who comes in. That's going to be boring. But if you were here with us, then you had a good time. And I don't go through and re-edit it and optimize it for watch time. I don't do all that. And so, like, to me, that's what a streamer does. Now, I enjoy being live in the process, like while it's happening, I enjoy it. But like a person who like gets their views and who makes their revenue from streaming, they're gonna treat lives very differerently than I do. And they're gonna interact less because they want the replay value to be there. And so that this is one of the things where I have the people I teach, I tell them do as I say, not as I do, because I'm just here to have a good time. I know that I'll get my views from my videos that I make, from my edited videos. Live streaming is just fun, for me. It's escapism, and that's what literally I have some of you all, and if you've emailed me before to let me know that you appreciate my live. I have people asking me, will you live stream? I need to laugh this week. I had a down week. I had to take care of this with my family. I had to deal with this with my job. So I come here to just have a good time and hopefully let people have a good time. It is all about fun. I'm a cat mom, and Sandals passed away today. So I definitely understand a loss of a four-legged family member. You lost your cat today, April? I'm so sorry. If that is what you're telling me, I don't even know how you're here. I am so sorry. That's awful. Like that makes me sad. Like I'm going to not cry. But I'm so sorry. Like if people don't have pets, y'all don't understand. Like they do become family. I know it sounds cliche. You probably hear people say that, but they become family, and it is hard. Um, I lost my dad's mother this year, and I didn't take it that as badly as my dog because I got unconditional love from him. I didn't get that from my dad's mom. I do realize that she's my grandmother. I don't see her that way, but anyway, um, I'll tell y'all about family stuff later. We're not talking about him. We're not talking about her. No, but they are family. Thank you, Amber. You're very kind to say that. I do my best. I try. I try. I don't say I do my best. I try. I'm so glad I made it. Oh, you're my favorite historical content creator. Thank you. That makes me feel so special. Like seriously, y'all. And I, it's more about fun than anything. I don't consider myself super deep, in history or whatever. I like to do the research. I like to show you all things, but I like to think of myself as like a history creator for people who don't necessarily consider themselves history buffs, or maybe like didn't realize that they might like history. Maybe they like history more than they do, but I can just show them that like my point is always to show people that people now are not really very different from people 50 years ago or 100 years ago or 150 years ago. People don't change. We suck. Humans are the worst. And so that's the thing. Uh, people don't change. And even though like people maybe dressed more respectably, 100 years ago, they were always kind of awful. And so yeah, my point is always just tell a story that hopefully makes you go at some point. That's my only goal. um I'm glad y'all had fun. I'm glad Mayeen says last week's live was fun, as were the other lives. Thank you. A good time was certainly had during this live. I'm so glad. You just cut your notifications on? Awesome. And yeah, please turn your notifications on. And that's why I'm doing the email list as just like another means of having notification. Because I always get people telling me, I didn't get notification, Ty. I didn't know you were live. I didn't know you put out a new video. I'll be putting out videos and people are like, oh man, Ty, I'm so glad to see you back. I'm like, I haven't been anywhere because they act like I've been gone for a year or something. I'm like, I've been making content. Like I probably only make 2 videos a month, but that is still pretty consistent. But people are just like, oh, Ty, I thought you were gone. Like, no, I'm right here. So I know that people don't get my notifications. So I will have the email list. For those of you who want email notifications, I'll have that coming out soon. Yeah, April, we are sorry for your loss. Like that is awful. Hi, Dustin says, how has the hotness been? Is that what you're asking me? Hot is and messy, but I'm gonna have something new coming for you if that's what you're asking me. And thank you for hanging out. Yeah, like we are really sorry, April. I can't believe you have the capacity to hang out here with us right now. That's all of us are just saying that we're sorry. Thank you, Karen. Yeah, that is so sad. Yeah, they're as much family as humans because of the unconditional love and support. Absolutely. My cat Edward, a cat of many names as well, passed away in October, and I still can't go in the room he passed in and wear the clothes I was wearing. I can so relate, Amber, and I'm so sorry for your loss. I can so relate. Yeah, so I will share this with you all without crying. That's part of the reason that I took such a long break from streaming, because I was streaming when my dog had the seizure that started the end of his life. And for a long time, I associated streaming with his death. And so I stream in a different room now. And I kind of got my streaming chops back from teaching about you. I teach about YouTube in a lot of different memberships on the platform called School. And so that was where I just like even got comfortable getting on camera again. And so yeah, this is not easy for me to do this. So I have to like get myself in a really good headspace for this. Your commentary is a huge part of what makes your content great. Thank you, Prime and Carta. I really, really do appreciate you. Yeah, like my heart just goes out to all of you. All of you. Yeah, Maine. It is not easy. It is not easy. Y'all are so compassionate towards each other. I really appreciate this group of people we have here. Yes, yes, Amber. I agree. I agree. It's true. Human nature doesn't change. The more things change, the more they stay the same. That is so, so true. Y'all are really so kind to each other and to me. I really appreciate y'all. You're welcome, Pearly Feminist. Thank you for coming. So, y'all, that is all that I have for this one. We'll get back to romance scam bingo after we run out of pop culture stuff to do, or I'll make a separate channel. Don't know when I'm going to have time for it, but I'm going to figure out something, y'all. I love content. This is what I do for work. Like I am enjoying this, so I'm gonna find ways to make things work. But until then, you all, I'll be back next Sunday. Hopefully it's 6 uh, CST Central Time instead of 7. But like it took, y'all saw that even I was 8 minutes late today, so I might like set it up for 7:15 just so that I know I can be on time. I do hate to keep people waiting if I'm going to live stream. But episode 2 next week. So if you want to watch it with me, I dropped the link for my membership, and I'll drop it again like in my posts this week, maybe like Tuesday or so, and either Friday or Saturday we'll watch the episodes together, and then Sunday we'll come here and we'll talk about it. And I know y'all probably already binged the whole thing, but I'm going to take it one episode at a time. Thank you, Amber. I truly appreciate you. I've always thought that kindness is the best way. That is the truth. And that is what people need, y'all. People are suffering right now in this world. So, be kind. And April is thanking all of you. Yes. Yes. Y'all are so kind. Love is everlasting, Empress. That's beautiful. And that's real. Prayers for comfort. And April is wishing everyone a blessed week. Yeah, you all have a good rest of your weekend. Enjoy what is left of your Sunday. I know that for True Crazy Lion, it's already Monday, early, the wee hours of Monday morning for him. And then have a wonderful week. And I will see y'all, and I'll have some content out for y'all as fast as I can get it out. But thank you all so much for the way you received my most recent video. Like I said, I was expecting 44,000 views on the first day. It's far exceeded that, and we've got 3,000 new subscribers. I was looking to hopefully reach 200,000. We blew right past 200,000 subscribers. I barely got to enjoy that victory lap before we were at 201,000. And so thank you all for checking it out. Let's have some fun. And y'all, be on the lookout for the premiere date for the Gilded Age. Please let me know when you see it, because I'm looking for it. Yes, you all take care of yourselves and each other. Shower the people you love with love. And I will see you all next week. It's 3:25 here in Scotland. An early night by my standards. I don't know how you do it. I guess it's youth. Oh well, I'll see y'all. Have a good one. Bye.